All right, changing gears here. What is a suffix? A suffix is anything that you add to the end of the root of the word that adds a little bit of meaning to the original root. So if we have tall in English and we make it tallish, the suffix is ish. If we change wax to waxy, the suffix is the y. It just changes the meaning just a little bit. In Spanish, one of the suffixes that you'll have to learn is ito or ita. Depending on if it's masculine, it would be ito. If it's feminine, ita. So if you already know the noun carro, which means car, and then you see the word carrito, you need to know that carrito means a little car. So ito or ita means it's either smaller or it's a term of endearment. So in the second example, Marta, Martita, Martita could be a little girl named Marta, or it could be an elderly woman that you just want to use in a very familiar way. Martita is like, oh, sweet dear Martita, oh, my dear friend Martita. So it's a term of endearment if you add that ito or ita, or it could just mean that it's smaller. Bajo, bajito. As you can see, bajo is an adjective. Carro and Marta are nouns. So for the suffixes ito and ita, you could use those on nouns or adjectives. Another suffix to learn is isimo or isima, depending on if it's masculine or feminine. This is for adjectives only. So the adjective fuerte means strong. If you say fuertísimo, it means really, really strong. So you cannot go stronger than fuertísimo. El sol está fuertísimo. It's the strongest. It's very, very strong. All right, when to use ser versus estar with adjectives. Again, ser and estar both mean to be, but they are never interchangeable. Some adjectives could be used with either ser or estar, but that would change the meaning at least a little bit when you change the verb to ser or estar. So let's look at some examples here. You would use ser if you want to differentiate the subject from other members of the same category. So this is kind of big picture thinking. So if you think of everything as a category, then you would kind of start to think whether you should use ser or estar. So compared to other males, Miguel is tall. So as a male, is he tall or is he short? Miguel es alto. What about weather? El clima. El clima en Quito es frío. Compared to other climates, Quito is cold. Beth es muy pálida. So compared to other women, Beth is pale. She's a pale woman. Now let's look at what happens when you change the verb to estar. Here you're talking about the current state or condition of someone. So if you say Miguel está alto, maybe he used to be short, but now he's tall, so he's growing. Someone comments, Miguel está alto. He looks really tall. He's getting taller. El clima en Quito está frío. So compared to the normal weather in Quito, Quito's feeling really cold right now. Beth está muy pálida. Compared to how she normally looks, Beth is looking pale right now. Maybe she's sick or something, and right now she looks pretty pale. So you would think of the current state or condition that she's in compared to her normal state. So that's when you would use estar. So here are a few that completely change their meaning depending on if they're paired with the verb ser or estar. So I'll let you read through this chart. Just take a minute. One that you are going to see a lot is going to be estar seguro. So if you are speaking with someone, that term will come up a lot. Are you sure? So you would say, ¿estás seguro? Or ¿estás seguro? To be sure. As you can see, if you were to say a verb using ser, it means something completely different. Are you safe? So you just want to take note of this and make sure you understand that changing the verb ser or estar usually has a meaning change as well. That is all I have for you today. Muchas gracias. And we will practice using all of these adjectives and using ser and a star until it becomes second nature. Thank you.